All right, the Hurricanes have. That was a wild game. Let's just say the least. That was a wild, scary game between the Miami Hurricanes and Duke. And we finally went to beat Duke. Duke has become a pretty good team under Manny DIAZ, of course. Which, if we somehow lose to them, which we were going to, but of course Cam Ward goes off with his 5-touchdown performance. So I literally couldn't find the green jersey. I'm just like, I'll just wear this, no big deal. So anyway, long recap. So let's just try to make this as short as possible. As we have a third game coming up pretty soon. So let's get this thing going. So in the first drive of the game is the incomplete pass from Cam Ward. This is the Hurricanes possession first. 2nd and 10 passes another incomplete. 3rd and 10, we have a first completion to Isaiah Horton for 22 yards. That goes to the 45. 1st and 10 now, complete to Restrepo, which Restrepo, with all eyes on Xavier Restrepo to get this new Hurricanes record. He got 11-yard catch from this one. The next play, Jacoby George losing 5 yards, which is a executed defense by Duke. 2nd and 15 now. Cam Ward passing it to Isaiah Horton for 10 yards. 3rd and 5. Damon Martinez pushes through the pile to get the first. 1st and 10 at the Duke 34. Cam Ward passing it intended for Jacoby George, but with the concentration from Xavier Restrepo, that is a great touchdown pass by Restrepo. Every PAT is good in this game, so now we take the lead, 7-0. Duke starts off poorly, and it's a 3-and-out. The 3-and-out start from Duke. Next possession, it ends to result in the punt, but Martinez with the 16-yard rush. Cam Ward passing to Restrepo for 7 yards. That goes a second and 3 for Martinez running up for 8 yards. But they could not get the first down in the next drive. The first play of the Duke drive, Malik Murphy passing it, trying to get Michelle Powell, but that pass was picked off by Powell. Let's just say that. Michelle Powell picks off Malik Murphy, and it's an absolute It's an absolute easy interception by the Hurricanes. Pretty good job defensively. And what does Hurricanes do? Well, we got the touchdown to capitalize off that turnover. Fletcher runs up for a yard. 2nd and 9. Fletcher once again going up for 11 yards. First down at the Duke 33. Passes incomplete. 2nd and 10. Fletcher goes up, powering through for 10 yards. 1st and 10. Cam Ward passing it, losing yard is Restrepo. 2nd 11, Cam Ward passed it to Isaiah Horton for 21 yards. All the way at the Duke 3. That could have been a touchdown. He should have had a touchdown, but that was ruled short. Mark Fletcher losing a yard. 2nd and goal, Cam McCormick gets a touchdown pass from Cam Ward to make this a 14-0 game. Awesome sauce. But in the next drive for Duke, there was a pass interference on Miami. That gives Duke the first down, but they couldn't do much. So Duke could not get anything in. Anyway, so there was a 3-and-out by the Hurricanes. Quishon Brown returns for losing 3 yards. Quishon Brown fumbles, but it was recovered by himself. But nothing happened there. It was just it's a 3-and-out for the Hurricanes. There was a fumble by the punt returner, but they picked it back up and it was able to try to get possession. However, this drive was terrible. We gave up huge plays to Duke. Malik Murphy passing it to Samir Hagans for 21 yards to the Duke 38. 1st and 10, Peyton Jones running up for 27 yards. That goes all the way at the Miami 35. Malik Murphy passing it to Jordan Moore for 27 flipping yards. And then Peyton Jones running it for 8 yards to make it a touchdown. 4 huge plays to get this touchdown for Duke. Bad. Absolutely bad. And then Miami gets a 3-and-out. It was a 3-and-out for the Hurricanes. And we give the ball back to Duke. Duke pass is incomplete from Malik Murphy. 2nd and 10. Star Thomas goes up for 2 yards. That's the end of the first quarter. 3rd and 8. Malik Murphy pass complete to Samir Higgins for 9 yards. That gives him the first. 1st and 10. There was a penalty on Duke for a hold. So it's 1st and 20. Malik pass to Eli Pancol for 4 yards. 2nd and 16. You won't believe this. Malik Murphy passes wide open for Peyton Jones for 40 yards. Peyton Jones then goes up for 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Star Thomas goes up for 2. There will be a timeout from Duke. And then Malik Murphy finds a wide open Samir Higgins for 27 yards, completely going through the defense of the Hurricanes, and they tied it up 14-14. Terrible. I don't like it at all. Miami tries to get this touchdown back. Martinez goes up for 10 yards to start the drive. That gives him the first. 1st and 10. Daniel Martinez runs up for 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Mark Fletcher goes up for 17 yards. Nice. 1st down, that pass incomplete. 2nd and 10. Cam Ward passing to 2 yards for Damian Martinez. 3rd and 8. Cam Ward rushing it himself to get the first. That's awesome play. Cam Ward then goes up, passing it to Damian Martinez for 17 yards. Which is incredible passing. That gives him the first again. That pass incomplete. Next, 2nd and 10. Cam Ward is incomplete. There'll be a penalty on Duke for pass interference, which is obviously that happened in the end zone. That gives him the 15-yard penalty. 1st and goal. Mark Fletcher got nothing out of that play. 2nd and goal. Losing 3 yards from the fumble that was recovered by Cam Ward, which that you cannot let that happen. And then Cam Ward gets sacked by Michael Reese and Cameron Bergeron for losing 2 yards. And then Bork-Ellis just has to kick the field goal to make it 17-21. And then Duke, of course, gets these big plays. Peyton Jones losing a yard, penalty on Miami for a hold. Peyton Jones gets the first down from the Miami holding, getting 4 yards out of that. 2nd and 6 now. Malik Murphy pass to Eli Pancol for 6 yards. Another penalty goes to Miami for unnecessary roughness. 1st and 10. Another freaking penalty on Miami. This is a defensive pass interference. Peyton Jones, after that pass interference, goes up for 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Pass incomplete. 3rd and 4. That pass is complete to Samir Higgins for 6 yards. There would be another pass to Quayshawn Brown for 7 yards. 2nd and 3. That's a touchdown pass to Peyton Jones for 6 yards. And now I'm thinking in my head, Miami saved by the refs. But yet we get those bullshit penalties that allows Duke to score. How is that fair? Really, how is that fair? It's so ridiculous. This drive, Martinez goes up for 6 yards, 2nd and 4, incomplete. This is a 3-and-out play. Hurricanes did absolutely nothing. And then Duke, all they're trying to do is milk the clock to try to get, milk down the clock, and they were able to do so. Mark Cristobal calls a timeout, and then Manny Diaz, our former coach, is out coaching us. And then halftime, because Duke will get the football back in the second half. So what does Duke do at the third quarter? They score a touchdown at their first drive. Are you kidding me? So Malik Murphy starts off with an incomplete pass, okay. But then the next play, he passes to Jordan Moore for 11 yards. Another first down for Duke. Star Thomas got nothing out of this run. 2nd and 10, Malik Murphy goes up for passing to Samir Higgins for 16 yards. That gives him the first. Star Thomas losing a yard. I feel like every time in this drive when we're getting somewhere in our defense, they make a big play at the big play at the big play. And then this one's no exception. Passing it to Samir Higgins once again for 34 yards. What are we doing on our defense? Peyton Jones running up for 2 yards 2 straight times. Eventually get to 3rd and 6. There'll be a delay of game penalty for Duke. That'll be 3rd and 11. Passing at 10 yards is Samir Higgins. 4th down coming up for Duke. After the timeout's been called, they go back up, and the pass is complete to Jordan Moore for a touchdown. And I swear, these commentators are the worst in NCAA. Every time they do something, Duke, as I'm trying to talk about, they get excited. But when Miami does something, even when Mark Fletcher made a big play, they don't get excited. It's so bullshit. Anyway, it's now 28-17 Duke. And I'm thinking in my head, are we actually going to lose to MANNY, DIAZ, and Duke Blue Devils? Are we actually going to do that? Thankfully, the next drive, the Hurricanes surged. They surged. Cam Ward passing to Restrepo for 20 yards. That gives him the first immediately at the Duke side. Mark Fletcher runs up for 16 yards. First and 10 pass is incomplete, intended for Restrepo. Second and 10, Mark Fletcher goes for 5 yards. Third and 5, passes complete to Jacoby George. Jacoby George had himself a game. He gets 8 yards out of this pass. First and 10 at the Duke 20. That pass is complete to George. That almost makes it a touchdown, but he gets 17 yards out of this one. But the next play, Cam Ward passing it to Restrepo for a touchdown. This time they are electing to go for 2, and they did get the 2-point conversion. Cam Ward, all by himself, pushes through the pass rush of Duke, and he makes it a 3-point game for the Canes. It's now 28-25. What maybe might have been 28-23 or 28-24, but no, it's 28-25, and it has a good play call by Mario Cristobal. It worked out. Duke's next possession, Star Thomas goes up for 4 yards. Second and 6, Malik Murphy overthrows, and it's picked off. It is picked off by O.J. Frederick Jr. going back for 30 yards. That pass is picked off. He gets picked off for the second time, and Miami's defense finally stepped up and then finally get this interception, the second interception of the game, and it is a good interception. And then the Hurricanes capitalize off the interception once again. Cam Ward passing it to Elijah Arroyo for 11 yards. That gives him the first down. Martinez rushing up for 7 yards. Second and 3, passing it to Isaiah Horton for 7 yards. Awesome. First and 10, Damian Martinez goes up for 5 yards. Second and 5, that pass incomplete for George. That should have been a touchdown. But then looking at that replay, yeah, he didn't have complete control of the football. It was at that last touch before the ball was loosed on the ground that would make an incomplete pass. So that was tough. Third and 5, that pass is complete for Restrepo, almost making it a touchdown, but he was able to get the first. And then first and 10, a little bit of a trick play, give it to Elijah Lofton going up for 2 yards, and touchdown Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes recapture the lead to make it 32-28. Beautiful. But Duke has to respond with Malik Murphy passing it to Eli Pancel for 10 yards. First and 10, Peyton Jones goes up for 13 yards. That gives him the first. Peyton Jones goes up for a yard. Second and 9, Malik Murphy passing it to Eli Pancel for 7 yards. Third and 2, passing to Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore for 25 flipping yards. So another big play given up by the Hurricanes. That's the end of the third quarter. Star Thomas starts to the fourth quarter with the 5-yard rush. Second and 5, Quishon Brown rushing for 8 yards. But a penalty would be on the Hurricanes by the end of the play for a face mask, which that is incredibly stupid to give up that face mask penalty. That is clearly a face mask. You cannot do that at all. 2 straight passes by Malik Murphy is incomplete. And then Miami calls a timeout to try to figure out something with the offense that's still making some plays. And then third and goal, that pass is also incomplete. So Todd Pelino with the 24-yard field goal. By that point, I'm doing the Florida Panthers recap, if you can imagine. If you watch my Florida Panthers recap, I'm peeking towards the TV because around that time, that was happening. For what I'm talking to you right now, this was happening. And then this was also happening. So Martinez goes up for 2 yards. Second and 8, Miami Hurricanes. Oh, this is in response to the field goal. This is that trickery formation on the right side of the field. There were 4 receivers on that side, and then that perfect dime pass to Jacoby George to the house to make this a 39-31 game. That was a 49-yard touchdown pass from Cam Ward to Jacoby George. It is an amazing play, amazing trickery to Duke. So it's incredible. And I was kind of like live reacting when I was doing the Florida Panthers recap. So it's pretty. That was exciting, if you can imagine. Duke could not do anything in the next drive. They end up losing a yard, and then they couldn't get the first down, so it became a 3-and-out. But our drive, it didn't work out any better either. Cam Ward pass complete to Samuel Brown for 20 yards. That just pushes through everybody. Damian Martinez goes over 5 yards. 2nd and 5. That pass incomplete, intended for Restrepo. 3rd and 5. That pass, unfortunately, was picked off by Chandler Rivers, gang of nothing, and that was just that pass was overthrown, and that was a bad pass by Cam Ward, and he gets picked off. That's unfortunate. However, the defense did their job and forces Duke a 3-and-out. A 3-and-out Duke again, and all's good. All's forgiven. Our next drive, Mark Fletcher goes up for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. We have history. That's right. Oh my God. What a beautiful play by Cam Ward to Xavier Restrepo. 66 yards to the house is Xavier Restrepo. And folks, that is history right there. With that, Ward to X, 68 yards. Restrepo ties Miami record for most catches in a career. Restrepo, at that catch, breaks Miami record for most yards in a career. Ward also ties a single-season passing touchdown record. That will live in the playbooks forever, folks. An awesome, amazing play by Restrepo. And what a beautiful pass by Cam Ward. And Restrepo just outruns everybody. Are you kidding me? You can't stop him. And the best part, Miami's defense did their job again. Malik Murphy passing it to Panko for 9 yards, 2nd and 1. That pass, once again, is picked off. This time it's from Richard for 15 yards. That pass is picked off for the 3rd time from Malik Murphy. And then Miami would finish it off. Mark Fletcher goes up for 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Cam Ward passing to Samuel Brown for 26 yards to the 1. And then you have to give the ball to Mark Fletcher. He had a really, really tough week. And once again, for Mark Fletcher, my sincere condolences to you and your family. I know exactly what you're going through. And that touchdown is for you. Unfortunately, the commentators did not get excited about it, but I did. Congratulations to Mark Fletcher. If there's any touchdown that is well-deserved, it's him. This is to make it a 53-31 game. Duke can't do much anymore. But Malik Murphy passing it to Samir Higgins for 14 yards. That gives him the first down. Higgins with a 2-yard pass. Caught by Malik Murphy. 2nd and 8. Malik Murphy, he fumbles the football. And Miami recovers it. And then on our drive, we kind of... Cam Ward was sacked by Terry Moore at the goal line. And that was also fumbled. And Duke recovered it. And damn. Whatever. But the Hurricanes stopped on their defense, on their offense, and Duke punted the football, and we take the lead, or we take the knee, and we win this game. The final score of this game is 53-31. That was a bit scary. Too close for comfort here, but Miami stays undefeated, 9-0 of the season, 5-0 in the conference. They rebounded, they talked it out for the second half, and they have played good football in the second half like they normally would. They outscored Duke in the second half. 30, if my math is correct, 15 plus 21 equals, I want to say 41 points. I want to say 41 points. They outscored them 41 to 10. Yeah, there's no way you can break that. When we look at the team stats, 27 first downs for Miami, 23 for Duke. We didn't do one fourth down play, but in total yards, 526 yards in total. 400 passing yards. I mean, that's how awesome Cam Ward is. 126 rushing yards. That's, again, with Martinez and Fletcher. They're really good. For Duke, 325 passing yards for Malik Murphy, and only 80 rushing yards. And majority of that came from Peyton Jones. Penalties, not much of a big factor. Duke turned the ball over 4 times with 1 fumble, which was towards the end of the game, and 3 interceptions from Malik Murphy. Miami only turned the ball over 2 times. 1 was an interception, 1 was a fumble, which was also close to the end of the game. And when we look at the quarterback comparison, Malik Murphy with 25 for 41, 3 touchdown passes, 3 interception. Cam Ward, 400, just amazing. But he scored 5 touchdowns. He threw 5 touchdown passes, dude. That's insane. If there's one player that needs to get a Heisman Trophy, it's Cam Ward. There's no discussion. There's no debate at all. Running backs, only Peyton Jones for Duke to get the touchdown. Our running backs, you got Lofton, Fletcher getting a touchdown, especially Fletcher. I think he deserved it. The receivings, you got Samir Higgins, Jordan Moore, and Peyton Jones with the receiving touchdowns. Miami with 5 touchdown passes, touchdown receivings. 3 of them came from Restrepo. 1 of them was a long 66 yards to the house. Jacoby George with an amazing play as well. And Cam McCormick got that touchdown as well. Fumbles, Cam Ward fumbled it. That was recovered by, I think it was recovered by Deshaun Stone. Malik Murphy fumbled the football. That was recovered by Cam Pruitt. Quashawn Brown was able to pick up his own fumble. And then their defense, big lackluster in the first half, but managed to pick themselves up in the second half. Chandler Rivers picks off Cam Ward. And then for our defense, Frederick picks off Murphy as well as Richard and Powell. And that's pretty much it. Our next ACC game is next week against Georgia Tech. That's a big game, and that's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. We need that revenge, folks. We need that revenge to be 10-0. We got to do it. We have an opportunity to be undefeated. We got to do it against Georgia Tech, though. With that being said, let's go you. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TVG guys are back. And when he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG. So right out, folks. I'll see you guys a little later on for a Inter-Miami playoff game. Hopefully we win that one. Vamos Miami. And let's go Canes, baby. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.